The world doesn't always crown the best team. Sometimes the champion gets the easier path, the better call, or the right penalty. From Qatar 2022 back to 1994, we'll find which winners may not have been the strongest. World Cup 2022, Qatar. Argentina won the trophy, but France may have been the best team across the whole tournament. France were missing Pogba, N'Golo Kante and Karim Benzema. Even so, they had Kylian Mbappe, Antoine Griezmann, Olivier Giroud, Aurelien Tchouameni, Theo Hernandez and Hugo Lloris. Their knockout path was also harder. France beat Poland, England and Morocco before facing Argentina. England had Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham and Bukayo Saka. Morocco had already knocked out Spain and Portugal. Argentina faced Australia, the Netherlands and Croatia. Lionel Messi was amazing. Julian Alvarez scored 4 goals. Angel Di Maria was great in the final. And Emiliano Martinez was the hero in 2 shootouts. But Argentina were given 5 penalties during the tournament, more than any team had received at one World Cup. Some were clear, others caused major arguments. The penalty against Poland was called soft by many people. Messi missed it. The penalty against Croatia was also debated because Julian Alvarez ran into goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic after touching the ball past him. Some experts said Alvarez caused the contact. The final had more debate. Ousmane Dembele made contact with Di Maria, but many fans still asked if Di Maria went down too easily. Argentina's quarter-final against the Netherlands brought more complaints. Messi escaped a yellow card after a clear handball, while Leandro Paredes stayed on the field after kicking the ball towards the Dutch bench. Neither moment proves bias, but both added to the anger. No disrespect to Argentina, they showed skill, nerve and heart, and Messi earned his moment, but many close calls followed them. Brazil also deserve a mention. Neymar, Vinicius Jr. and Richarlison entertained the world until they met Croatia. Brazil also had a penalty appeal rejected after Josip Juranovic handled the ball. Croatia then survived and won the shootout. France had the harder path. Brazil may have had the better overall numbers. Argentina won the greatest World Cup final ever, but the controversial label will stay with Qatar 2022. World Cup 2018, Russia. France won the trophy and they were also the best team. They beat Messi's Argentina, Uruguay, a very strong Belgium and Croatia. That was a very hard knockout path. Kylian Mbappe was only 19. Antoine Griezmann scored important goals. Paul Pogba controlled midfield. N'Golo Kante protected the defence. Raphael Varane and Hugo Lloris gave the team experience. France didn't need the ball all the time. They changed their plan for each opponent and punished mistakes. Croatia deserve an honourable mention. Luka Modric won Player of the Tournament and later the Ballon d'Or after his performance in the tournament, reaching their first World Cup final. They also survived extra time in 3 straight knockout matches, including against Spain and Portugal. Belgium, with their golden generation, Prime Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku and Thibaut Courtois, also deserve another mention. Argentina had Messi, Di Maria, Sergio Aguero and Javier Mascherano. They were not consistent, but they pushed France in a 4-3 match and showed how dangerous they could be. Still, France beat every type of opponent and deserved first place. World Cup 2014, Brazil. Germany were clearly the best team. Manuel Neuer was the best goalkeeper. Philipp Lahm led the defence. Toni Kroos and Bastian Schweinsteiger controlled midfield. Thomas Müller scored 5 goals and Miroslav Klose became the top scorer in World Cup history. Germany beat Portugal 4-0, France 1-0 and Brazil 7-1. They then beat Messi's Argentina in the final with Mario Götze's extra-time goal. The Netherlands and Argentina defended well, but Germany had the best attack, the deepest squad and the hardest set of wins. There's little debate here, Germany were the best team and the champions. World Cup 2010, South Africa. Spain won the trophy, but Germany may have been better. Germany had a young team with Thomas Müller, Mesut Ozil, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm and Miroslav Klose. They beat Australia 4-0, England 4-1 and Argentina 4-0. Germany scored 16 goals. Spain scored only 8. But of course, Spain also deserves the trophy. Xavi, Andre Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, Xabi Alonso, David Villa and Iker Casillas controlled games better than anyone. They also beat Germany directly in the semi-final. The other finalists, Netherlands, also deserve an honourable mention. Wesley Sneijder, Arjen Robben and Robin van Persie won every game before the final. They beat Brazil and took Spain into extra time. Spain were better at keeping the ball. The Netherlands were very hard to beat, but Germany produced the biggest wins and the strongest attack. World Cup 2006, Germany. Italy became champions, but France may have faced the harder tournament. France had Zinedine Zidane, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Claude Makelele, Lilian Thuram and a young Franck Ribéry. They beat Spain, Brazil and Portugal in a row. Portugal had its golden generation, including Luis Figo, Deco and Pauleta, plus a young Cristiano Ronaldo. Italy were very close. Fabio Cannavaro was so good that he won the Ballon d'Or. Gianluigi Buffon was almost impossible to beat. Andrea Pirlo controlled midfield while Francesco Totti and Alessandro Del Piero added quality. Italy were more consistent, but France faced stronger teams. The final ended 1-1 after 120 minutes. Italy won on penalties, but the match is still remembered most for Zidane's headbutt on Marco Materazzi before he was sent off. If shootouts count as draws, France have a strong case. World Cup 2002, South Korea and Japan. Brazil won and were clearly the best team. Ronaldo scored 8 goals, Rivaldo scored in 5 straight matches and Ronaldinho helped beat England. Cafu, Roberto Carlos, Lucio and Gilberto Silva gave the team balance. Brazil won all 7 matches and scored 18 goals. Germany came closest. Oliver Kahn, Michael Ballack and Miroslav Klose led a strong team that conceded only 1 goal before the final. But Germany had an easier path. Yet the 2002 World Cup may be remembered most for South Korea's run to the semi-finals. The hosts played well, but disputed refereeing decisions against Italy and Spain caused huge anger. More than 20 years later, those matches remain among the biggest controversies in World Cup history. World Cup 1998, France. France won at home, but Brazil may have been stronger before the final. Brazil scored 14 goals, beat Chile 4-1, beat Denmark 3-2 and knocked out a strong Netherlands team. Then Ronaldo suffered a mysterious medical problem hours before the final. He was first left out of the lineup, then returned. Brazil looked confused and lost 3-0. France were very close and may lead under a normal full tournament ranking. Zidane scored twice in the final. Thierry Henry added speed. Didier Deschamps led midfield. Marcel Desailly, Laurent Blanc, Lilian Thuram and Fabien Barthez formed a strong defence. France conceded only 2 goals and beat Brazil clearly. But before that strange final, Brazil looked like the more dangerous team. So Brazil take the first place here, but only by a very small margin. World Cup 1994, United States. Brazil won the trophy, but Italy faced the hardest path and had the best player. They beat a tough Nigeria, Spain and Bulgaria before holding Brazil to 0-0 for 120 minutes. Italy had Roberto Baggio, Paolo Maldini and Franco Baresi. Baggio scored twice against Nigeria, once against Spain and twice against Bulgaria. Sweden deserve an honourable mention. Thomas Brolin, Kenneth Anderson and Martin Dahlin helped them score 15 goals. They drew with Brazil in the group, reached the semi-final and finished third. The final ended scoreless. Brazil only won after Baggio missed the last penalty. Brazil had the best full record. Sweden had the best attack. Italy faced the hardest knockout path. That is why Italy narrowly take first place. But these choices are not about taking trophies away. Argentina, Spain, Italy, France and Brazil earned their wins. But results don't always show you which team was strongest. Which choice do you disagree with most? Tell us below, subscribe and watch the next video.